got something done in my hair, but it's twisted. My hair, it'll be cute for church Sunday. Just know that. Okay, let me open up. All right, I'm gonna do just a little sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you say 1, 2, 1, 2?
Check 1, 2.
Okay. Let me make sure my phone on silent. And she is. My phone was on on ring. We were testing earlier this week. And I had just put the phones out because we put our technology up to the teachers do.
Yeah.
And child, I had set my phones out, started passing out my testing tickets. Right before I got to passing them out, baby. Then I said, oh, Chad, listen, baby. The devil is a liar. Listen, I hurry up and threw that phone. Baby, threw it out there. I said, it wasn't a distraction. I ain't passing nothing out there. We ain't even started.
Because we ain't going out like
baby, I ain't been doing this too long. I need all of them. Y'all need at least 17 more years.
Yeah,
Lord, help me, Jesus.
know.
How am I making? I just like. Okay, so we're going to start by saying a prayer. So if you can fist bump with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you, Father God, for blessing us with another opportunity to do a podcast. Pray, Heavenly Father, you bless us with the right words to say. Bless us with great dialogue. Bless someone to be blessed, inspired. Just feel better about this episode. We love you so much and we thank you for loving us. All that we have not asked, would you please allow the Holy Spirit to intercede on our behalf? This prayer and every prayer we pray in your darling Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ's name. We love you and we thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Now that that's out the way, like Steve Harvey. He said, giving unto to God who's the head of my life. Now that that's out the way, baby, Steve Harvey got ignorant on the Kings of Comedy. All right, so I am going to press record. I'll be looking at my papers too, so I can make sure I don't forget nothing. And it seemed like a lot, but it really don't be a lot. It'd be a lot. Okay, here we go. All right. Happy world, welcome to the Spill Podcast, your favorite podcast featuring your favorite podcast host, me, your girl, Mrs. Wilson. Pew, 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 pew. I'm gonna have some pews one day, for real. Listen, Spillers, I'm super duper excited. I say that every episode. I say this every episode, but y'all know me by now, 55 episodes later. But I'm super duper excited about this episode and my guest. On this episode, we have Mr. Robert Jones in the building. Yes! Pew your own self. Exactly. Yes. Listen, now, Spillers, I'm going to give my rendition on how I feel like we've connected. If I missed something or I skipped something, Robert, you just correct me or update me, okay? So this is what I remember a couple years back, not even long, like 2 or 3 years maybe. We had a mutual social media friend that would share some of his posts. And so one day she shared his post and it was a gospel album. She was like, hey, my coworker came out with a gospel album. It's amazing. I think you all should download it. And so I saw her post and I was like, y'all know me, I love the Lord. You hear my cry, baby, and I love me a good gospel album. I need it in my life, and I just love it. So I was like, well, let me look. So I looked at his page, I downloaded the gospel album, and I followed him, right? So I listened to the gospel album. It's called Sounds from Heaven. It's on all gospel platforms, all album platforms, really, anywhere, Tidal, Apple, all them. We'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, I downloaded the album. I was like, oh my God, this is like super dope. And then I realized she did say coworker. He worked, he a teacher. Now listen, wait a minute. So I ended up following him on social media, right? Sending him a friend request a little bit after that, and I feel like he's been stuck with me since.
Yes, here we are.
Listen. So do you have anything different or?
No, I remember that, and then I do remember too. I don't know, it was like a back to school event that they had at Mosaic. And you remember you came up to me, you were like, you know, we follow each other on social media, like, I really love your music. And I was like, I remember you.
Yes, we listen. And if everybody knows me, especially my teacher friends, Mosaic Templars, which is a black museum here in Little Rock, Arkansas, every year they host a back to school teachers event because there's so many back to school events for the kids. A few years back, they started doing them for the teachers, where they celebrate us, give us good gift bags full of goodies, food, honey, happy hour, clock that, look what the kids do. Clock it, a happy hour, good drinks. I'm talking about grown people drinks, happy hour, and just a good DJ, just good vibes. So yeah, I remember seeing you then. So listen, so we're here now.
Here we are.
I feel like you're so kind and so gentle and so sweet. We'll get into that too. But anyway, Spillers, you know what time it is. It's the time of the episode where we do our self-love, self-awareness mental check. While you are checking in with yourself, y'all know, Spillers, I encourage y'all to do this every episode. I want you all to be real. I want you to be intentional about your mental check. Because you know you better than anyone else.
Exactly.
You know, it's easy for us to kind of put up a facade, you know, cover up what's really going on. And I sometimes I feel like that's okay to a certain extent.
Right.
Because everybody should know when we're going through something or when, you know, the struggle is real, you know. So stop what you're doing, Spillers. Pause for the cause. Connect with your emotions. Identify with your feelings. Be intentional about doing it. And express how you're feeling using an emotional word. So, Robert, every time somebody comes into the podcast room as a mental health awareness advocate, I feel like I'm holding people accountable with making sure that they're checking in with themselves mentally. So I have to ask you, how are you doing mentally? And I do this because years ago, I had some issues that I didn't know where they were stemming from, why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and I knew it wasn't normal. And so I said, hey, I spoke with my mom about it, I was praying about it, and I was like, listen, the Lord, I'm like, my dear, he ain't moving fast.
Right.
I need him to get got. He was taking his time with what I felt, what I was dealing with, and he wasn't taking his time. That was just him telling me, you need to go see a therapist. You know, Proverbs talks about wise counsel, us seeking wise counsel. And I took advantage of that opportunity after speaking with my mom. And so I have a therapist. I do that now. I have a professional therapist, and I have a line sister who's a therapist. I check in with her with my other therapist. And I got therapist Jesus, therapist mama, the therapist husband, child, my daughter, my therapist sometime. Anyway, I'm going to get some therapy. But I like to make sure my people are good, because I feel like life is beautiful. We were promised trouble. You know, the Bible says a man born of a woman is born of a few days, and those days are full of trouble. So I feel like you promised a little trouble, a little sadness, a little grief, a little hard times. But life is beautiful, you know, and it's to be lived, it's to be enjoyed, it's to be experienced. And I want people to experience that and live that. So, with all that being said, how are you mentally?
I am well.
Yes.
But I am also stressed. I'm also like, Lord, where do you have me going next?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I just turned 30.
Woo-hoo!
So it's like, ooh, you know, I'm not.
Party too.
Yeah, it was.
We had a time.
80s and 90s party.
Yes, it was amazing.
But it's like, I was talking with my friends, and we were talking about now we're like adults. You know,
grown.
Yeah, we grown.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we've been paying bills before that, but it's like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What's our next step? What's our next calling in life?
Yeah.
And that can be stressful because we want what we want, but God has a different
plan. That part.
So it's like we have to abide by that, but also it's just like that flesh gets in, and you're like, well, God, I want to do this, I want to do that. And God's like, just be patient with me. So it's been rough because I'm like, Lord, I know you want me to be greater than what I am now. But it's a process. So going through that process has been hard. And as you know, end of the school year, a mess.
We talking.
Sit down, be quiet.
Shut up. I'm past be quiet. As middle school down here, be quiet. Shut up.
Right.
Shut up.
So it's been tough, and it's been just a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And even at our school, like just going through things, through seasons, and it's been rough. It's been rough, but I'm like, Lord, I trust you in this process. Like, I know you have greater, so I need to trust in you. But at the same time, I'm like, Lord, what is it? It's a little song that says, I need you, Lord.
Yes.
I need you right now. I need you right now.
Yes. Oh my God, West Memphis. So Lisa North, her daddy played background for my dad when my dad was living for the Hunterburgs.
Okay.
Curtis, Mr. Curtis.
Yes.
So yeah, our family have good ties. Good ties. But yeah,
I love it.
we need you, Lord Jesus.
Yes.
He said a mouthful, and I agree with you 1,000%. Well, I'm glad to know that you're well.
Yes.
I feel like as an educator, this end of the school year, craziness, madness kind of comes with the territory.
It does.
So I feel like it kind of builds us, makes us stronger, but it does. It makes us excited about counting down them days to where y'all can get this energy to y'all mama and them, because we need a little break. So listen, I'm happy to know that all is well with you, Robert. All is well with the meat spillers. Listen, remember I told y'all one of my 2025 goals was to let go and let God. Things that I have absolutely no control over. I no longer want to worry about it or concern myself with it. I want to be like, okay, God, you said choose my burden bearers. I'm not going to get it to you. That's a little bit too much for your girl, sir. So let me go and hand it to you. But other than that, all is well. I've been praying for a lot. This is a season where God has me really seeking his face, not only on my behalf, on others' behalf. I have a daughter that's transitioning to college, so believe it or not, we're still trying to decide exactly where she's gonna go, and we have less than a week to make our, so we've been some praying sisters. She has a lot of options, and we're so grateful for them. Thank you, Lord. And she's grateful for the options as well. But we still want to make the right choice. And like you said earlier, our flesh getting away sometimes. We really want something that may not be God. He may give it to us because we wanted it. He said he'll give us the desires, but sometimes some things he may not want for us. It's in Proverbs 2 where he talks about man can plan their ways, but only the ways of the Lord is what's gonna come forth. So that's what we at. We like, okay, we know what we want, but we need you to want what we want, or give us what you want, and let us be good. So other than that, all is well. Praying, trusting, believing, speaking it, receiving it, and letting go and letting God. Okay. So Phyllis, I pray all is well with you. If all is not well with you, please say something so that we can do something. Remember, health is wealth, and in order to be wealthy, you must first be healthy mentally. Okay. All right. So we are now moving on to our social media shout out time. Robert, this is the time of the podcast where we shout out our social media platforms. So, spillers or new spillers or spillers to be, if you're not following the Spill Podcast on all Spill Podcast platforms, what you waiting on? Follow us on Instagram, the Spill Podcast 21. YouTube, subscribe, like, share, follow, whatever, all that. On YouTube, the Spill Podcast. And then TikTok, the Spill Podcast as well. And then, of course, my social media, people know my Facebook page is more personal. It's not all things the Spill like everything else, but it does contain a lot of Spill stuff and good entertainment and stuff about me. That's T'Challa, T-C-H-A-L-L-A. Y'all know I call my natural hair Chala, so and my name is Toya, Toya, but people call me Toya, so the T is for Toya. The Chala is for my crown, but it's T'Challa Wilson on Facebook, which is my biggest platform. But I would love for y'all to follow, subscribe on all of the other ones, okay? Robert, you got a lot going on, and I feel like the people need to be blessed to know. So, would you like to share some of your? Okay,
So, my personal Facebook page is Robert Drew Jones. I also have a music page for all my albums and everything on Facebook under Robert Jones.
And where I been? Because I didn't know about that one. And then I'm finna look for it right now. Robert Jones.
Yes. And then also, I'm on Instagram, but it's Rob Jones Music, MUSIQ. You know, we had to be a little different.
Right.
And then I also have a business that I started for educators called The Teachers Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Facebook under The Teachers Lounge, THE, The Teachers Lounge on Facebook. And I also have a t-shirt business that I do.
That's what I was going to talk about. Because I just learned this too today, Phyllis. So.
Yeah, so I do t-shirts, bags, and everything. And that is Designs by Mr. Jones under Facebook. So you can follow us there. So
clock it. So go ahead and start following y'all that are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
Yes.
Google, Spreaker Podcasts. Go ahead and pause it and listen. YouTube, y'all know what to do. Y'all can be looking up and pausing, following while y'all watching, okay? So thank you for shouting that out. I'm going to make sure I follow everything because I don't follow the music page on Facebook. Yeah. So I'll do that before we leave and the Instagram.
Yes.
Spillers, don't forget the Spill Podcast is an advanced advertisement advocate. So if you have a business you want to grow, publicize, boost sales, email me at thespillpodcast21@gmail.com for ad pricing, and your business will be featured on all podcast platforms and YouTube every time an episode is played and aired. Okay, so make sure y'all hit me up for that. My mama been the only person that's been soliciting her business, but I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time. But this podcast is steady growing. When I get to be the biggest up there on the Black Effect podcast, and don't be calling me trying to get you, because I'm gonna be booked and busy. All right, we are moving on to our Spill Trend topic time. Yes. This is the time of the episode, Spillers, where we talk about everything that is trending, or not everything, but some things that are trending in the culture. Now, remember, this is not a tea session, okay? We're just creating dialogue about things that can potentially have an effect on our culture, be it negative or positive. We're just creating dialogue, going back and forth, trying to get different perspectives, and we're not thinking for people, but we try to understand what the hell was they thinking. Like, what? What was you thinking about? All right, so listen, now that I have a man in the building, and I'll probably talk about this with Mr. Wilson too later, because I think Robert gonna give us a really nice, kind response. Hey, I'm for it. Listen, because y'all know Mr. Wilson, I had to pray, try to speak in tongues, and I had to go to the Lord, go to the throne, because ain't no telling what's coming out of his mouth. Anyway, I feel like Robert is just a little bit more modest, and he ain't gonna, go crazy. But anyway, listen, y'all. I gotta take a sip of fermented juice.
Oh Lord.
You know what's going on with Shannon Sharp? You heard about this?
I saw it today.
Ooh.
And was like, what?
Listen, why? What and why? Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to be real. I need y'all to understand Phyllis, where I'm coming from. I like Shannon Sharp. I ain't going to say I love him, but I got a real high liking for him. And I have for multiple reasons. The very first reason why I said I respect that black man and I like him when he was on the show with Skip Bailey. And Skip dogged him and did everything. And that man held his chin high. He said, I'm not going to let you insult my integrity. And I'm not going to give you what the people want me to give you. Right. I'm just going to walk away. Exactly. And he bowed out and walked away gracefully.
He did.
That made me like, okay, I like you, Shin. I give you a nickname, Shin. And then the man done messed around and got a podcast. And I'm a podcast girl. Y'all know that, Spillers. I love podcasts. I listen to them daily. Every single day, I'm listening to at least 2 podcasts. Every day. I don't care what. I'm going to listen to at least 2. So he got the podcast. I heard the Chris Brown interview, and I was stuck. I was one ever since. That was about a year or something. That was one of his first interviews when he first got the podcast. I've been done. Like, I've been sold. I done listened to dang near every single podcast he's had. And then the dum-dum that messed around and did a podcast with, Chad Ochocinco. Ocho Cinco. And I love Miss Mojo. I know people be looking at they scratch their head, little woman be, whatever his issues are, allegedly. He's witty, he's funny, and I love a smart, witty person. They done got this podcast together, baby. I stay hollering. I stay hot. and I said all that to say, I like Uncle Shaw. I like Uncle Shannon. I'm a Shagan, Club Shagan. I'm one of them. I'm subscribed, I'm followed, I'm like 10. But he done pissed me off. Cause what is you doing?
That part.
What is you like? Let me give the spillers just a little background if y'all don't know where I'm getting to. Uncle Shannon, Uncle Shaw is currently being sued by a young girl, and when I say young, I mean young as hell, y'all. She 36 is senior. She old enough to be his grandchild, literally. But she's alleging non-consensual sexual misconduct and threats, amongst other things, that she endured while dealing with Shannon Sharpe, and then most recently the last couple months. So I feel like it's all been kind of playing. Listen, it's been a setup. It's a setup, Uncle Shannon. But I'm not here to judge. I'm not a part of the jury. I'm not in the judge. I don't know what's going on. But I honestly feel like it's a setup. And it's so crazy because I watched his 3-hour podcast with Auntie Monique. And Monique, I watched it and I remember it like yesterday. She was telling the man, you don't need you need to leave them young girls alone.
Exactly.
You need somebody that's going to be cooking you some turkey. Like she was, and she said it jokingly, but she meant it
for real,
because she knew that messing with these young girls, you're going to get in trouble. Like, I can't tell you nothing because you're grown, but you're going to get in trouble.
Exactly.
Anyway, and if I can be real, I've always felt like black men that are in that type of spotlight, whenever they deal with non-melanated women, it's always some foolery.
It is.
Like, it's like he ain't learned nothing from Kobe Bryant.
That's
you know,
what
like,
I'm saying. That's
what?
what I'm saying. And you even look at, like, the football players when they get drafted and all that, and it's like, do we not know the pattern that's always gonna happen, you know? And I just, when I saw that, I was like, dang, like really?
Like,
yeah, because I mean, and then you see the history, like even starting with, like the her story, like, and now it's like this continuous thing, and most of the men are black men, so it's like, and I understand I'm a man, but at the same time, you get to a certain age, and it's like, bro, chill.
That part. Like, what is you doing?
What are you doing? Like, you too old to be doing that anyway. But it's just like, I understand you want to have your fun. You want to do what you want to do. But at a certain point in age, it's like you need to sit back and chill and lay low.
That
because
part.
then you wouldn't be in the situation that we in.
And then understand that these young girls, baby, they is out here for themselves. She 20.
Yeah.
This girl 20 years old. She got her whole life to live.
Yep.
She trying to get some stuff. She trying to own some stuff.
Yep.
On your time. She trying to use your pocketbook to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you can't think that she think your sex is good.
Right.
Like, you cannot think that. So I'm so sad and I'm so disappointed. For one, I'm embarrassed for him.
Exactly.
Like, you have daughters that are almost double this girl age.
Exactly.
Like, his daughters, he has a daughter that's like in her late 30s.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
understand he wanting to do stuff private and stuff like that. First of all, the privacy, the only thing you're gonna be doing is we conversing in public.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Call me, I'm here, meet me there, bye. You know, we're not giving you time long enough to record nothing, and then when you there, I need to see your devices or whatever you got, or you need to leave all your stuff in this room and we get like, we just gotta be smart about it.
And it's like almost like, and like I said, I'm a man, but it's like we need a class. What not to do one-on-one. You don't do X, Y, and Z. Like I don't understand. I don't get it. Yeah.
And then you, whatever it is that this 20-year-old was doing that you feel like was satisfying you, I promise you, it's women closer to your age that's gonna do it, but they gonna do it even better. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be even more seasoned.
Exactly.
This heifer 20. She don't even know herself yet.
Yeah.
You the 100 man. She don't even know her. I just don't get it. She doing it to multiple people, but she don't even know herself to know. Like, come on.
To know what she does.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
and I'm, waiting on Le Portier shade VSOP cognac. I'm still waiting. I'm getting it, Uncle Shannon. I ain't gonna not support you. I'm not gonna judge you because I don't want to be judged. However, I think you was dumb as hell for doing this. Like, this was the dumbest. What the people say, stupidest. And
Right.
that's not even a word. This is the stupidest thing that you could have done. So, what advice would you give to black men coming up, especially the ones that are in the limelight?
Yeah.
You know, we're going through the NFL draft now. You know, they coming on out.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to them when it comes to these situations?
I think for one, to be careful. Be careful. Have that discernment. And even if you don't know, you know, just listen to people that might be older than you. Because I know I was at an age where I was like, I don't know what y'all got to say. But they're not saying it to make you feel less than. They're saying it because they either have experienced it themselves or they don't want you to go through something like that. So it's like we got to be humble enough to listen and put our pride aside. And I really think like listening and just making sure like you just don't, like my grandma always said, don't give your stuff out to everybody.
That part. Everybody
Like,
don't
don't do that. Everybody doesn't deserve that part of you because I mean it truly is going back to the word like a soul tie. So you with that person and it creates this negative type thing and just you know we got to do better as black men. We definitely have to be more careful of what we do. And if you choose to do that, that's you. But be careful about it. Be careful, like we got to do better.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. My message to my black kings as a black woman, I understand the desire for pleasure, and sometimes you may not be able to fulfill those desires with a sister, you know, because some stuff we just ain't gonna do. Listen, I ain't even listen. Take it how you want to take it, baby. But sometimes we be like, you lost your mind. This ain't that do what? That's some, you know, and it is what it is. However, I feel like it's important that you heighten your discernment and make sure that whatever fun that you are trying to have is a trustworthy fun, and that the expectations for whatever it's going to be are established from day one, so that it won't be, get like Beyonce and Jay-Z, NDAs.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
That's what I was gonna say.
Start doing these non-disclosures. Like, come on. Because at some point, how many more examples do we need?
Exactly.
They ching, 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 that's all they see. Like, come, and then I heard, well, I ain't even going to bring it up because I don't want to speak to that because I hope he tried to offer nobody number. Anyway, just, come on, discern. Y'all need to heighten your speed of discernment. And if you have not tapped into it, pray. Get it together spiritually. You know, if you're not a follower of Jesus Christ, whoever you follow, ask them to help you with your discernment. I don't know how well it's gonna be, you know, on the right side, but heighten your spirit of discernment. That way, these girls won't keep getting y'all, and y'all messing up and thinking with the wrong brain.
Exactly. And I remember my great grandma. She always would tell us, go through the 4 seasons with that person. If that first season you see they switching up, or the first 2 weeks you see they switching up,
that's it.
Like she always told us that, cause cause like I said, you will know a person through every season. If you know, like you said, that discernment. If you know that ain't the person for you, then you don't need to be doing nothing that's gonna get you in trouble.
Anyway,
that's gonna get you in trouble.
Then she 20, he's 56, and she 20.
Like nah, man, like
Because at one point I was like, that's what you get, but I don't want to get to him and the Lord be like, remember what he said. So Lord forgive me, because I did have it in my heart. But like I'm like, what did you expect?
Exactly.
56 and 20. Like you could not have. She know you're not gonna marry her. She know it's nothing long term. She know it's just a good time. So the little $20,000 you was giving her wasn't enough. She trying to build some stuff. So anyway, get it together, men. Think with the right brain. Heighten your discernment. And pick some girls that want to have fun for real. You ain't got to worry about them running your name, okay?
Right.
So we're going to move on to the next one. I really wasn't going to talk about this one, but I feel like it's imperative that we keep exposing these people for who they really are, period. Yes. Tyler Chambers, come to the front of the classroom. He's a white man from Riverview, Florida. He sparked online outrage when he posted a video of a young black girl walking the neighborhood selling candy, and she happened to knock on his door and asked if he wanted to sell candy. Instead of him just saying, no, thank you, this is such a good thing, or here's $2 donation, that fool gonna say, I should have shot him. And I'm sure he said it in a worse voice than that.
Yeah.
I was lost for words when I read that. Of course, that made me super duper sad for the little girl because she has no idea. She had no idea. And then, of course, this coward, he since deactivated his social media account because he can't stand the ridicule. Everything that he's getting that he deserves, he can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Lately, I told you I've been practicing letting go and letting God.
But it's hard.
Listen, and I don't wish nothing on nobody. I promise I don't like this because I feel like, you know, they say you dig a hole for somebody else, you need to dig two for you. I believe that.
Right,
so I won't be saying I promise I don't do that no more because I'm like, Lord, listen, I don't want nothing to do with that between you and them.
Yeah,
you know. But this one right here, Lord, we're gonna have to have a conversation because.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
All of everything he deserves.
Yeah.
Give it to him. We're talking about a young black. The baby didn't look no more than about 10 years old.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
She was just a little black girl that's trying to sell some stuff for her school.
Trying to do something.
And you record, and then you got the audacity to post it.
That part.
I know who your president is.
Yeah.
But we don't care nothing about you or him. You see what the
that part.
Listen, anybody can get it. If he don't scare us.
No.
Okay, what do you think about this, Robert?
It's very sad. It made me honestly think about the whole like Trayvon Martin situation. You know, an innocent young man got killed. You know, we know what happened. This could have been the same situation.
Literally.
I mean, the same situation. And it's just sad as a nation. We always know, we've known what this nation's been built on, you know, and we know the struggles. But to see how open they are now.
I'm talking about don't care.
No, don't care at all. And it's just like, when did we get here? When did we get to this point where you're openly saying stuff like that? You know, and I think too, like it's just sad. It's just sad that you would do something or say something like that, you know? And I saw that and I was like, dang, like I'm so glad nothing happened.
Me too, thank God.
But it's like too, and my thing is too, like how social media is like, well, what was she doing selling?
Exactly.
But what if the tables were talking like what?
And then like we didn't do it back in the day. We knocked on doors and sell Girl Scout cookies, Boy Scout popcorn,
or those little world famous
chocolate. The world famous chocolate. We went through the neighborhood knocking on doors doing that.
Yes.
So what do you mean? What was she doing? Like when I see those type of comments, it just enrages me. Like that's why I have to take my breaks from social media. One of my friends said a while ago, she was like, she called me Chala. Chala, for some reason I thought you was like on Facebook all the time. I'll send you a message or comment something and you will come in 4-5 hours later. I post and I log off because it ain't finna overstimulate me. I'm not gonna let nothing have me sad 1 minute, mad 1 minute. No. And I agree with you when it comes to that. It makes me extremely sad because I remember a time when I grew up in the 90s. I know you're a 90s baby, but you got 90s in you.
Right. Later 90s.
You know, I'm a little bit older. You know, I got you about 11 years. But you got a little 90s in you. But I remember a time when we could go through the neighborhood, sell stuff for the school. We could advertise. My grandma was the candy freeze cup lady. You know what I'm saying? My grandma sold all the freeze cups, baby. Those stay knocking on the door for free, and then she'll sell snacks every now and then. But I remember a time where we can freely run through the neighborhoods and go do that, go knock on people's doors. It didn't matter what type of neighborhood, you know. And you said so open with it. Even then, y'all, the KKKs, all them people that hate white people, baby, that stuff was in a closet.
It was.
Like, they was not open with it. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't showing you what they, like, you would never know unless you went to a meeting and said, Lord, that's my classmate, Dad.
Right.
Or that's my classmate, Mom. Like, you just would never know.
Exactly.
But it's just a different time. Like, you don't know whether your child gonna come back home. You gotta fear the bigotry of racism and this type of foolishness. I think about the black boy in Kansas City that went, in Kansas. Kansas City, Missouri, that knocked on the neighbor's door. He needed help. And the old white man killed the white, he just died. May rest in peace. Do what you do, Lord. and help me get it together. But he just recently died.
Yeah.
But he shot that black boy for knocking on his door,
Exactly.
and a black boy just needed help.
Exactly.
You don't know if the kids gonna come home.
Mhm.
You don't know if they gonna be picked up from sex trafficking, from
Exactly,
just
yeah.
kidnapping,
Yeah.
from being killed. Like, it's just a different
It
freaking
is.
day.
And I think for me, like, so I'm not married, I don't have any kids, but it's like, Lord, how can I raise a kid in times like this? Like, I look at my nephews who are in elementary school, and I'm just always like, oh my gosh, like, you know, what if that was them? What if something were to happen to them? And then I was even having a conversation with my grandma. I was like, I want kids, but it's like, God, like, how do you do this in a nation that is so divided by the color of our skin?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how?
And it's sad.
How? Yeah, and even being an educator too, like, luckily my school is more like liberal, so
Yeah.
they, you know, they're not open, but you do have some of those kids that are, well, my dad voted for so and so and all that. I'm like,
That's it in a minute.
yeah, and I'm just like, I go back to, where did we get to this point? Like, where was the switch?
That part.
Of, you know, how we just become a nation of, I don't like you because you black, or I don't like you because you brown, or I don't like you because your hair looks like this, or you need to do this because, you know, it's a mess.
It's a hot
mess.
and it's sad. It pisses me off. And it makes me even more sad for these kids because I honestly feel like they'll never experience the luxury of freedom that we have.
They won't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they just won't experience it. And I'm telling you, you talking about how would you raise a kid in this day and time. My daughter is almost 18 years old, and I'm not going to say this has been stressful because I trust God and I've reared her, raised her in the church, raised her in the faith. Like, baby, she going to hear her mama say every day, even especially now I'm driving, make sure you say your prayers. I text her, did you say your prayers? Talk to the Lord. Did you read your scripture? I've done this, I've modeled it, and I've done that because it's a crazy, and it's so,
it is.
Again, I'm not saying it's stressful because I trust God, but it's something that I don't feel like we should have to worry about, but we do.
But we do.
And I do, and it's consuming. Like, I have to make myself, okay, you done already gave her the Lord protect her, she good. Like, now with her being where she is at her banquet. You know, I'm always like, and she been driving by herself for a year, but I'm still like, oh, Lord, help her, protect her, people, Jesus. Let her be making the right choices, Lord. Let her be around people that's, like, I'm always like that. And that's how we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's almost like too intense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang,
right.
Your kids can't even have fun. Her prom was last weekend.
Yeah.
We just had a really, really sad incident to happen in Conway, city close to in Central Arkansas. I'm like, Lord, is my baby gonna be able to enjoy her prom?
Exactly.
Like, is she gonna be able to enjoy the after party with her friends without me? Who there? Hey, look, the police there. Wait, you know what I'm saying?
Know your exits.
Right, know your exits.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? I remember going to the skate rink. I couldn't tell you the exit of the skate rink if Jesus pointed it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just didn't have these type of worries.
And even though, like, I'm in the later of the 90s and stuff, but I remember growing up, like, we would walk to school, no issues. I would go to my best friend's house that lived across the street. We would go, you know, with his mom to Memphis. I remember my aunt, I used to, on the weekends, go hang out with her in Memphis, one of my great aunts. We'd be at the skate rink in Memphis. I mean, almost every weekend. And it's like, now you like you said, you can't do that because you worry. Like, okay, like you said, who's going to be there? What's going on? Like, what's the atmosphere like? Like, I don't remember that growing up.
Literally.
At all.
Not a care in the world. So, I don't know. It's just praying time. I say that all the time, but I feel like I want... I don't know if it's going to get any better. You know what I'm saying?
And we definitely want to see
that part.
I love it. We're going to make it look.
And then ever since he done came, ever since 47 and then took over, baby, I feel like they've just got even more mode. It's like, you know, Lord. That's all I say. I promise you. I just be like, Jesus. And one of my prayers, I said on the last episode, but one of my prayers is still, Lord, please do not put me in those type of situations. Like,
Exactly.
please don't let me,
Yeah.
because I just,
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah,
but I don't
exactly.
know what I would do.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right,
Because
yeah.
I'm practicing being proactive instead
Yep.
of reactive. But
Mhm.
as bothered as I get, I don't know what I do in
Yeah,
those situations.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Lord Jesus, keep me near the
Take
cross.
the wheel, Lord.
Listen, take it. All right, so we are. Did you want to add anything to that?
No, I think we hit it. We hit it hard.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
get on. Let's take it. Let's lighten the load, lighten the room. Let's lighten the mood, cause woo. All right, so we are moving on. Finally, after something that makes you scratch your head, piss you off, bothered, all that stuff, I'm gonna always have something amazing to come back with and talk about. Especially in the culture. So I asked you earlier if you watch Sinners. I won't go into details, but I do want to shout out Ryan Coogler and the Michael B. Jordan, baby, aka the dynamic duo, aka the box office kings. Listen to me. I ain't gonna get into all the amazing blackness and dopeness and representation for the culture that they have been putting on since Fruitville Station.
Oh,
yes. The Black Panthers, something else. Fruitville Station, Black Panther. Anyway, some other stuff. But anyway, Google them and you'll see, baby. Sinners though. Baby, listen, my husband can tell you I was not excited at first. Because I thought it was like going to be like a slave, kind of like something. And so I was super duper excited. But when the plot got to thinking, and I was like, nah, I ain't signed up for that. My husband just watch it. Y'all, we want to see it again tomorrow. Like,
I'm going to have to go see it.
It is so good. When I say listen, I'm not going to go into details because you have not seen it. But I will say, Spillers, it's an amazing movie with an amazing plot twist intertwined with real culture, experiences from the 30s and 40s. The messages, it makes it, to me, relevant to what black folk deal with, what we've dealt with since then. And it's still relevant today, y'all. Listen, it's deep without even really having to be deep. Because once you realize what he's talking about, you realize that, I mean, it's deep, but it's something we've been dealing with. Anyway, it's a must-see. If you have not seen it, go. If you bootleg it, go buy a daggone ticket. Just go get a ticket. Just go buy one.
Go buy one.
Don't do that. Just support the black people. You know, Tuesday at the $5 Tuesday at the movie.
They do.
Go to the movie theater and just get a $5. You ain't even gotta be staying there to watch. Just get the ticket. Okay? Because you like, you know, we'll bootleg in a minute, baby. Because listen.
I ain't. Look, I'm gonna do like this.
Me too, because listen. These apps, it's 2025, baby. We got access to everything. Listen. But this is one that I would recommend everybody, even if you do bootleg it, it is what it is, but feel a little better about yourself and go buy a ticket. And I feel like that because I feel like the more they win, the more the Ryan Cooglers, the black execs, the black directors in the cinema department, the more they win, the more we win because we get to see this type of entertainment. We get to see this type of blackness that's just gonna make you feel, you know, and y'all know we feel some type of way with 47 being in office, but baby, when you see Sinners, you gonna think President Obama was still in office. You like, okay, 44 came back. What we doing? What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so what would you? How many stars would you give it?
5 for sure. 10 if I could. Hell, 2 thumbs up. 100% from the tomato people. Listen, I'm giving it all. It is amazing. It's amazing. And when I say Michael B. Jordan played 2 characters, Smoke and Sax, the twin brothers. Oh.
He did his thing. He did his thing.
And then the love story in it, it wasn't the, typical Hollywood, fine, fair skin, curvy. Baby, it was a black chocolate African. So listen, when I say everything about it, the actors, he brought whites, Asian. When I say Ryan Coogler, a genius, that boy, listen
I love
to me.
him as a director. Like he has directed some awesome.
I'm talking about it's bomb.
And I cried at the end.
Yeah, we all did. Yeah, we all.
But it was. So
I've been tore up on every daggone movie he done made.
Yeah,
And this I was tore up on this one too.
Yeah.
Especially at the end, I was crying and shouting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
can't wait, so I'm not gonna say nothing else. But you have got to see it. Hopefully we go see it again tomorrow early because I asked my husband we can go to the earliest.
Before the crowd.
Yeah, before the crowd, and then I gotta come home and cook Sunday. Then I gotta give anyway. So go see it if you have not seen Sinners. Spillers, please go see it. It is so amazing. I promise you won't regret it. And I need Ryan Coogler to keep winning because he deserves it.
He does.
I love to see everything that this young black man is doing. His wife said she paid $300 some years ago for something in directing classes, something he wanted to do, and he couldn't afford. Yeah. And she invested that $300 in her husband. Yeah. This Negro getting $100 million deals up front just to make it. You know what I'm saying? And then knocking it off in 2 weekends. Right, he making it back plus some. Like what?
And just to think about, like, I wonder what goes through his mind to see where he started to where he is now, and for your wife to invest and to believe, because that don't happen often.
It don't.
It really does.
Because we be like $300 now. You need to give me.
That's a bill.
That part. What?
But for her to invest and to see like
something in her man,
I see you, you know.
Yep.
I love that. I love right there.
I love that for them.
Yes,
I love it. All right, that wraps up our trending topic. We are now moving on our trending still topic. All right, so you need to take a break. You need to tinkle. You good? Okay. I feel like I need to get just attention with what. Yeah, for me, I'm running a little low. And then I think I may try to use the restroom because we having fun.
We are.
And I don't want to light this moment up. Mr. Wilson. Here. Miss Wilson. So much fun. He's so good. He's I'm gonna come do the next one. Now, nigga, you doing the next one. He always trying to get somebody to do something. Like so. All right. We're into it. All right. This is now our topic time.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, Spillers, we are back. I hope you enjoyed those amazing jazz tunes from our guys, the Trap Jazz Giants, Philly Mouton, and Quincy Q-Note Watson out of Little Rock, Arkansas. So we are moving on to our spill topic time. Listen, I only got to do it because yes, thank you. So we're moving on. Now listen, I gave y'all a little snippet earlier of how this episode kind of came about because I kind of told y'all I gave y'all a snippet of how I knew or met Robert. So now I'm going to give you all a snippet on how this episode came about. So remember earlier I told you to correct me if I'm wrong, but I need you to correct me again or add something if I missed something. So remember I told y'all earlier I'm a fan of his gospel album. It's amazing. And I've had it for a couple years. I think it's been out since like 23.
Yeah. I think we just had it like 2-3 years. I think 2 years.
See?
Yeah, 2 years.
So, and I've had it since. So, I'm a fan of his gospel album, and I told you y'all that that's amazing. And then the amazing after hours educator entertainment that he provides for the educators to give us the time to let our hair down.
Yes,
period.
to relax.
Listen, to vibe out like a really good time without being an educator. You're just a person. You're just whomever your name is. And then every single interaction we have had, he's always been so kind and so welcoming and so nice and so happy and always smiling and just and I was like, he's just so dang on perfect. Like, I gotta invite him to the podcast. So look, you are here.
I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy that you're here.
Yes,
This is gonna be. I'm excited for y'all to hear this. Y'all know we pre-recorded like a couple days before, so I'm super excited for y'all to hear this episode. So let's get into it. Before I get into my questions, I told y'all earlier, I got him beat by about 11 years. By 11 years, but he's so amazing. However, I still question people, and I ask people these questions just to kind of see where people's minds and stuff is. Now, I'm not as open as I used to be to, befriending new people. Like, my friends will tell you, I have different friendship circles, a handful of them, like whether it's from work, church, my sorority, my community. Like, I have true friendship circles of people that are really my friends in real life. But we always go by no new friends. Like, that's what we do. Listen, I go have fun with people. I go have drinks. I have good conversations, good vibe, the whole 10 yards. And I'm okay with leaving it right there. Like, good associate. We had a good time, associate. Yeah, we not doing it. But how do you feel about bringing new people into your space? Like, are you open to new friends or friendships? Like,
I am open to it. But sometimes it's hard because if you don't know somebody, it's like, do I want to tell you everything, or do I just give you bits and pieces? So it's hard. It's definitely hard because you don't want that person to take the bone and then go other places. Yeah. So it's definitely hard. But I am open to like having new friends and everything. But my friends always talk about me because they say when you first meet me, I'm real quiet. And they're like, you always just watching. I'm like, I'm observing. If I don't feel the vibes, I'm like, hey, cool, we hung out, let's go. I'm down, I'm going, I'm leaving. But that's just me. But I love people. I've always have connected with people, whether it's at work, home, music, like school, like everything. Like I love people. I love people. So I'm open to new friends.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you stuck with me now, so it don't matter. Open or not. Look, I was telling my husband that, and I was like, I think I'm going to ask him the question about the being open to new people being in their space, because I'm really meticulous now about, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I have this amazing relationship with God, and I'm one of those people, like when I say give me a sign or let me know, like he got to slap me in the face because I'm a little hard-headed, and then I'm apprehensive for listening to certain stuff, but my discernment is so amazing that's something that's a gift that I feel like he's giving me, so I can kind of discern like people. Okay, they got good intentions. Oh, they got ulterior motives. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know. But I'm okay even if your vibe is off. I have a nice little drink, keep chuckle with you, and then chuck the nooses real quick. Okay, well, good. So we're friends now, so there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so we're getting into it. Our first question. So I'm not gonna do the education thing a lot. But I feel like it's imperative that I highlight you being a black man in education because that's literally like a trophy.
It is.
And so I love that for you. So how did you get into education?
Which is a funny story. Let me tell you.
Okay, so
I was actually a music major. Voice and piano.
And he sing. We told y'all about the album. So he has a when I say y'all, he sing runs, ministers, hoops, Negro country, Southern gospel, not Baptist, country Southern gospel. Anyway, okay.
So yeah, I was a music major, and you know, you go to college, and you're like, oh, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do that.
Mhm.
Let me change my major. And so I was a music major for 2 years. Felt like I didn't really care for the program. Now, don't get me wrong, I played the piano as well. Their program was more classical. I love classical music. I played it before. I studied it before, but I was like, it's boring. I'm bored. Like, literally bored.
Yeah.
And so I was, and then I switched to psychology. Flunked the class, y'all. Made like an F. My mama said, nah, fam, you can't do this. So then I was like, let me do social justice, like, you know, that
Yeah.
type vibe. I took a couple of classes. Then I was like, no. So I had the opportunity to go on a mission trip to Africa.
Ooh!
Yes.
Jelly, one of my good friends, my big sister
Yeah,
Michi went a couple
Okay,
years
okay.
ago.
If you
Tell
get a
me
chance
more.
to go, it is beautiful.
I want to
Like-
go to Africa. Like, we just had a brunch, and I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
But that's how I know the discernment
Yeah,
of the Lord know what
yeah.
He's doing. Because we just had a brunch. She went to Africa about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But we had brunch, our sister circle brunch Saturday, and I told them, I said, y'all, can we plan an African trip like the next couple years? And they was like, yes. I was like, yes, I
Yes,
gotta go. Okay, keep going.
yeah.
So you went to Africa.
Yeah, I went to Africa with the campus ministry at Euler. And I got there, didn't know what to expect. I've been out the country before, but never have stepped foot in Africa at all. And so we went, and I got a chance to teach at an orphanage, and I fell in love. I was like, I want to teach. And the kids were just so loving, and I think what broke me and what was like, okay, I definitely want to teach. I had a kid, his name was Jumbo. That's his nickname.
Was he a butterball?
Yeah, he was.
So he had the right nickname.
Yes, it was Jumbo and Panda. Panda was super funny, like teenager, but really cool.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want to see the beach. And I was like, really? I said, you haven't seen the beach before? He was like, no. And he was like, I want to come to America because I really want to learn like American ways and this and that. And I was just like, man, like, you know, that desire to do that. And so then I remember getting on the plane, and I struggled because I'm like, Lord, I'm in this music program. I've gotten a full ride, like a scholarship. So I can't just change my major like that. But I've already have changed my major so many times. And the Lord was just like, you need to be a teacher. And I was like, you sure, Lord? Like, I know I want it, but are we like vibing right now?
Right.
Like, okay. And I got back home, and I changed my major to education, and it was a struggle, y'all. Right? It was definitely like, my friends are like, you gonna be a teacher? Like, you know you ain't gonna make no money. And I was like, and then, you know, we still,
I said,
we praying on the Lord to open doors for that money to flow in. But I told them, y'all, it's not about the money. It's about the connection with students. Like, I love my kids. I love my students. I think of them like as my own kids. Like, I'm there to protect you, to help you, to guide you, to help you grow, like to listen, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. And education has its struggles, but I think it's the outcome of, like, you have a kid that's been in your class and then they leave and come back 5 years later. And they're like, you made a difference in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or you teach, or you stand in the hallway in middle school during duty, and one of your kids who came from the neighborhood that you were in, but they parents have progressed and they've moved up, and they come and say, hey, you remember me? And I say their name and she hugs me so tight. Thank you. Or a parent messages you on Twitter, on Instagram, and says, hey, my daughter remember when you were in she was in second grade and she needed some chapstick and put a picture, and just, you know,
the little things.
Yeah, we don't do it for the income, we do it for the outcome.
That's hard, because I still have a parent that I'm close with today. And she always says, like, I'm so grateful you were in my son's life. Because I actually looped up with my kids from first grade to second grade.
I did that before.
Yes, and she was just so grateful and so thankful. So, yeah, I love it.
I love that for you. And I do want you to know publicly we appreciate you being a black man teacher, because there's a shortage of black male representation in the education system. So it brings me so much joy when I see black men in the classrooms
Yes,
and the
yes.
education setting. So
Sure.
thank you. Now, speaking of being educated, we're gonna talk about the parent and the coming back to. We're gonna get into that later. But I do kind of want to hit on before we go further.
Yeah.
About your gospel album.
Yes.
You're a teacher, and then you have a whole gospel album. But it makes
I
sense
do.
now because see, I didn't know you were a music major at
Yes,
first. So
I was.
see, it's clicking.
Yeah.
What was the influence behind you doing that? You got a whole album.
I know.
You got 9 songs.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. When I say it's wild.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you go from the classroom to the studio to the pulpit to the front stage. Like, what was the influence behind all of this?
So I grew up. Here's the crazy thing. So I grew up. I started a gospel group when I was like in seventh or 8th grade with this young lady that we went to elementary together. She was from Chicago. She could sing really well, and I was like, oh, we should start a group. But she was like, So then I ended up later, like maybe a year later. My mom's beautician was like, we need a piano player. And I was like, oh, I play the piano, so let me, come out there and check it out. It was a Baptist church in the country, but we got on down.
That part,
yay! And she ended up going to church there, which I was like, okay.
So did you know before?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow.
I didn't.
See, look how God makes
That's what
up
I'm
full
saying.
circle.
He does it. So we ended up connecting at church, and we started this group. We did this whole group thing. We won a Stella Award in 2013, which was.
Oh my God!
Right,
So you're a
know.
Stella Award winner, and I said Jack Squad needed to do. Who is the girl?
Her name is Tiana. We're not like close.
Yeah.
But we're still, good.
So you a whole Stella
We
Award
are.
winner.
We are.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Which is a cool experience, and like with
So
everybody.
did y'all go
else
to
group,
the Stellars?
We did.
Ooh!
So.
What was it at the Opry?
Yes, it was in Nashville.
Lord have mercy. I got a Stella. Come on, keep going.
But the experience and being so young, because we were in high school when we won, and just being able to see people that we look up to, and that we listen to. I remember we were backstage doing press, and we ended up singing like David and Tamela Mann. And I was just like so starstruck. I was like, you look beautiful. Y'all look really good. And they were like, keep doing what you're doing, especially being young. So just that experience. And then, later on, we all went our separate ways because of college and we wanted to finish school. And then I just got in the moment of I was writing songs like consistently, and especially like during COVID time because we were shut in. Couldn't go out with nobody.
Couldn't do nothing.
It was
everybody's mouth was closed because if they open their mouth, you got the COVID.
Exactly. And that's where I wrote most of the songs, like during COVID and like later on through the years or whatever. And it was just an experience, and then to be able to, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I was in second grade, teaching second grade, and I was like, I want to do an album by myself, which I was like kind of worried because I've never have been like that person to step up. I've always been like, put me in the background. I'll sing background all day.
That's me, baby, singing in the background.
But everybody was like, Robert, you need to step out because you have a gift, you have an anointing, so do it. Like God, and it was crazy because people were like, I prophesying and saying, like, I think the Lord is telling you to step out. That was just the word that year, step out. So I finally did, but here's the crazy thing. We struggled finding a producer. Me and my manager, we were calling this person, calling that person, and finally we got with Cedric Thompson. His wife is LaJune Thompson, who sung with John P. Key and all that.
She did.
She a beast.
Yeah.
Like, he killed.
Singing with John P. Key gotta be.
Yes. And
Uncle John.
They were just phenomenal. And he was like, hey, like, I'll do it. And he didn't even know me. And so he lived out of Charlotte. And like North Carolina was North Carolina. So he was like, I'll do it. Gave us a good rate discount and all that. And I was like, it's crazy because he doesn't even know me. Like, he is a Grammy Award winning producer. Like Clark Sisters, all of that. So just to be around him and learn from him and to grow from him. And I was teaching, and then Friday getting on a flight to Charlotte.
See?
And coming back Sunday, and I mean, it just all worked out. And I was tired, of course. I was like, Lord, I know you want me to do this, but I'm tired. Teaching Monday through Friday, getting on the plane, going to Charlotte, recording.
Yeah.
But it ended up being like the most like rewarding experience I've ever had. Like to work with someone who is humble as he is. I mean, to be able to learn from him. Yeah. I mean, it was wonderful.
Oh,
wonderful.
That makes me so happy. Oh, that makes me so happy. Like, I ain't gonna do the happy tears. I be so happy for my people, especially when God in the mix.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter what we do, how tired we are, how frustrated, how baby, when God in that thing, it's just gonna work out. It's gonna be good. And so that makes me so happy. You went from, well, you still teaching classroom. I was thinking, Lord, even when you go back to the Stellars in the future, I feel like you still gonna be like, yeah, I still want to teach.
I do, yeah.
You're gonna have your sophomore album out, and you still gonna be going to classrooms. I'm gonna be like, we got a tour coming up. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Saturdays and Sundays, so I can teach Monday through Friday. That'll be here. The Lord know who to give it to, baby, because let him give me a tour. Baby, Takesia Campbell, I love you. Pinnacle View, I love you. Kenny Anderson, I love you. Mr. Walker, y'all my dogs. But I need a break. Can y'all hold my position for a year or two? Just so I'll be back when it's time.
Yes.
Well, that is so good to hear. Listen, let me be an advocate for the people, especially the teachers like me that curse a little bit. But we love the Lord, and He heard our cry. He know we do. Yes. Teaching children all day, especially now. Listen, we got what 20
something days left.
Yeah, about 20. Yeah, listen, Jesus.
As they say. We ready for some of y'all.
That part. I'm talking about ready. Listen, how do you do that? The praise and worship. You got this album, cause when I say I've never shared it with you, but I'm sharing it with you publicly. Your album is in rotation on my Tidal account. I had Apple Music. I think when I first got into the iPhone stuff in the 2009, 9. But when Tidal came out, Beyonce Lemonade, you can only download her album on Tidal. Right. And that's when I got Tidal. And had it since. Yeah. But your album is in one of the is in the rotation for my gospel with Tamela Mann, Kiara Shear, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, Kirk Franklin. Yeah, it's in a mix. I'm talking about sometimes I get heaven in the room, I get the out. Anyway, so it's there. However, being where we come from spiritually, and educators. So you told me your influence. Yeah. How do you balance
both?
Yeah, because it's like
Because I ain't gonna lie, there's some days I'm like, Lord, I'm gonna have to. Cause let me check you.
My pastor always say, lay your religion down. Lay that religion down. I be like, listen. Sometimes the people we need Peters and Thomases. We need the people that's gonna let them have it. But keep going.
But I think. Well, I think I don't know, because I'm still trying to figure out how to balance it, and I kind of have taken like a break from music a little bit just because I want to focus more on school and focus more on like my career. Okay. But I still am wanting to still sing and stuff, and like I even have talked about re-recording like a live album. Like that's the next goal, and Lord, it's gonna happen.
It is gonna happen because I'm gonna be right there shouting, baby. They call me shout John, baby, because who ain't gonna get the Lord the praise, baby? It's me, baby. It's gonna be from the heart, baby. I'm gonna holler. Yes. Ain't no rocks crying out for me, baby. I'm giving it to him.
But even I think about when I was teaching and like recording the album and traveling and going here and going there, I had to really just ask the Lord to give me strength. Yeah. Because it was hard. I mean, definitely like having to turn off my educator mode and go into artist mode. Like going into doing interviews, calling in the interviews at different radio stations and promoting music and singing. But also I think the beauty in it is being able to minister to my kids. And even though, we technically are not supposed to. Right. But my kids every year for some reason, they're like, we heard you can sing. And I'm like, did you now?
Right. Did you now?
I had a kid this year. It was one kid which I was just like, oh my gosh. Like,
You finna come on, because that's a testimony I'm gonna say in a minute. Keep going.
He was like, I listen to your music and I listen to it every day.
Oh.
And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yes. And he was like, the main song, like, I Still Believe.
Oh.
He was like, that song is
I
just
Still Believe.
good.
Yes. He said it's just good.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
good. But being able to show them, like, videos of me singing and stuff, and them to be like, I want to do that one day. And I think it sparked something in them to be like, you know, I don't just have to be this.
That
I
part.
can go higher.
Yes. Oh, look, you got me over here all in the fields.
Yes, so I love it. I love it. And it's hard to balance that.
Yeah.
But I think but with any job, it's hard to balance like your life and your career.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think with God, man, it's been
Baby,
good.
that part, and all things are possible. And you said that I play background music in my class every single day. It doesn't matter, and I play all genres. 1 minute I may have jazz on, classical during testing. It'd be a faint classical sound. But my kids know they're gonna hear some music. So today we were kind of discussing it. I said, what type of music do Miss Wilson normally play Monday through Thursday? Because I was subbing another class and the student heard some Earth, Wind and Fire and they were singing. I was like, okay, none of my kids have never joined in. I said, because I don't play this type of music Monday through Thursday. Fridays I kind of lay it back for my kids because it's the weekend. And one of my white students, she was like, you play Christian music. You know, black people, we call it gospel.
Right, gospel. Right.
Girl, it's gospel. But that baby said you play Christian music.
Yeah.
And I do. And then you said, let your kids knowing about, I've been at this school, the middle school I'm at, I've been there 4 years. 3 years ago, my first year, that's when we were still hybrid, doing stuff, not doing like assemblies and stuff like that, really big in 21. But we were doing the national anthem, rotating it because, you know, the district required you to play it or something for middle school.
Yeah,
it was required for like once a week or something like that. And so the choir teacher was like, I know your people, your family, blah, blah, blah. Can you sing, blah, blah, blah? And I was like, sure. And so I literally recorded myself singing the national anthem. But it was played for the entire school, and it was played on a smart board. It wasn't played like on the intercom, like they had to see me singing it. And so one of the students was like, Miss Wilson, you got some vocals on you, blah blah blah. And I was like, listen, God gives us gifts too. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to tap into your gifts. Like your career may be one thing, and that's good to be able to tap into your career and love it and do everything that you can. But if God has given you a gift outside of that, make sure you tap into that, utilize it, especially for His glory. Exactly. Now He gonna make room for it wherever it be. Wherever it be, He gonna make it do what it do. Exactly. But make sure that you tap into it and you know what I'm saying? So you said that with your kids watching your video. I know your kids probably just be like, our teacher's a superstar.
And being with the younger kids, they're like, that is not you.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, hold on, zoom in a little bit. And I'm like, that's
see?
And they say that you're famous.
Yeah. And I be like, yeah, let's teach you somebody.
I am somebody.
That part. I am Malcolm X. You remember that commercial?
Right.
I am somebody. I love that. Listen, I'm like, I have to listen to Mila Jesus. Especially this day and time, baby. I'm like, Dad, encourage yourself. Speak over yourself. I got to encourage. Listen. That's a shame.
Look, it's Friday. Monday was rough. Tuesday was rough. Wednesday, Thursday. We got
this Friday, baby. Listen, we got to encourage. Listen, we love y'all children. Lord knows we do. I'm like Sophia on The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Lord knows we love them. The Lord knows we love them. But baby, listen. When it comes to any break, their energy changes, the misbehaviors pick up, especially before summer break.
And what's crazy is it's the kids that you don't expect.
That you don't expect.
You be like, now you ain't said a word all year. But now you cutting the rules.
I have one kid. I'm an interventionist. So I have super small classes. People know that. I have one kid in my class. She told me this week, Mrs. Wilson, your class is the only class I talk in. Well, you don't need to start talking in here. Do what you do in the other classes. But I love that I can make them so comfortable
Right.
that they're able to be themselves. And I'm a reading interventionist, so it requires them to do a lot of dictation. So I have to hear them, and they have to dictate things to me. But we've been we do conversations and all that kind of stuff. But Sid, shut up. Like, don't wait till the end of the year to start talking here. Everybody want to talk now. It's time to go home. Just wait. Woo! So listen. Yeah, it's time for us to reset, and we ready for y'all to enjoy y'all babies, and we ready for us to get some big time.
Turn them alarms off.
Listen, we love listening to the gospel music and the Jesus music and the Heaven album, but we ready for a little break. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with it. So listen, Robert, the Teachers Lounge. Teachers has a Z at the end, right?
It does.
The Teachers with the Z Lounge. Look, I had to put emphasis on that because y'all gonna be looking for him. And the Teachers Lounge, the Teachers has a Z at the end. You know, you learn in literacy and in education that sometimes it says Z, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. So that's just the rule we got in literacy. But listen, when I say it's amazing, y'all, it is so amazing. Listen. He got. I'm gonna let him talk about the one he got coming up in Memphis later on. It's gonna be later because I'm sad because I'm gonna be out of the country the day that he's doing it. But I don't like to meet. Matter of fact, we gonna have to do a back to school teachers date something.
We gotta plan.
We gonna have to plan it, and I'm ready. Like you already got the DJ. We can work on the
bartender.
And the bartender. See, we got them too. We just gotta get us a place and a caterer, and we good. We gonna do it too.
I'm ready.
We gonna do it. But anyway, the Teachers Lounge. It is so amazing on behalf of the educators. You see, I bring 5, 6 of mine with me every time. Yeah, and I be trying to get all of them to come.
Through.
But they ugly stuff. They be want to stay. Like, go get out. That's why you want to be at home. Come have fun. But my ones that be coming with me, we be lit.
And it's not the party. The DJ was like, I like that tape.
Yeah, we coming every time. We coming.
Every time.
So listen, I'm so excited. I just love that for you. When I say I love that for you because it's such a blessing for me, my people, and my cousin Sade.
Yeah.
She's a wife, an educator. She's like big, high up in Pulaski County.
Okay.
But she doesn't really get out or do anything.
You
know what I'm saying? She go to Texas with her big sister. Her and her husband do they're on their honeymoon stuff right now. But as far as getting out in the city, she done. But them Teacher Lounge, she came to that one in November. She was like, everyone he do, I'm coming. And I love that for her because she's one of the people that don't let their hair down outside of their career and their family.
Yeah.
Tell us about it and how did it come about? What made you do it? Like, I'm so happy. I love the Teachers Lounge, y'all. It's grown people. Like, it's grown people.
So it's crazy because the Teachers Lounge has been a dream for years. When I was teaching at King Elementary, and I'm gonna shout out my friend Angela Miller because I used to go to her room and I was like, we gotta do something for teachers. We got to. And she was like, well, what you gonna do? And I was coming up with all these ideas and I was like, well, I got an idea of like a business that caters to teachers where we can throw events, have workshops, but it's where teachers can just be themselves, be humans for a minute, you know?
Yes.
And she was like, well, just do it. And I'm like, no. So then the next year, I'm like, Miss Miller, I really want to do this. She was like, just do it.
That part. And let me stop you real quick.
Yeah.
My god sister, who's much younger than me, she's had a business, Speak Alike. Shout out to Alicia Richardson Johnson, aka the Vibe Collection owner. But she's had a business called Speak Life where she do apparel. It's beautiful. It's amazing. When I first started my podcast, I was so apprehensive. Her whole thing was just do it. What you waiting on, T? Just do it. So I love that. Keep going. I had to shout out Lily because baby, Lily was one of the ones. I still got my notes. I went to a couple of master classes she had before I actually stepped out on faith and did it. And she was like, just do it. Like, what? Just do it.
Right.
So keep going. I love that.
So eventually, this year, I was just like, you know what, Lord, like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to throw an event for educators where we can be ourselves. Because I think people People think we babysitters.
I'm talking, think.
They like, y'all just babysit kids,
That's
y'all
it.
don't do nothing, this and that. But if you truly knew what we do as educators, I mean, it's a lot. So I was like, Lord, how can I give back to educators, but in a way where they can just be themselves and have fun and reconnect and recharge. And the Lord gave me like the teacher's lounge. And I was like, what do we do at the lounge? We talk, laugh, gossip, eat good food,
dance,
like
have a
all
couple
that
drinks,
part.
yeah.
So I was like, Lord, what do I need to do? So I mean, literally, like, it just all played out, and I wrote, as I say, write the vision, make it plain.
Come on, Habuka. You better come on, Habuka.
That part. So I did that. Like, I wrote down like what I want, what I would love to see, and I just made it happen. I got the business license for it.
Ooh!
Yes.
That's the teacher in him, the professionalism.
Yeah. But it's been beautiful to see. In that first event, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because I'm like, Lord.
The one that in North Little Rock, Bowen Park.
Yes, because I'm like, Lord, I just want people to come out. And it was a good time. It was a good time just to see educators to just let loose. Because I always say, how are we going to pour into kids if we are not poured into? You know? And then when they say clock it.
Clock
But it's so true because at times I think we run so much throughout the year that it's like, okay, now who's gonna pour into us? Because we poured into all these kids and giving them 100%.
That part.
So I'm like, Lord, I want to be able to pour back into educators to be able to say thank you for doing what you were doing. Like, you were appreciated, you were loved. We care about your mental health because mental health is real, like we talked about earlier. It's real, and I think a lot of educators are getting burned out.
Baby, they burned out.
Yeah, and not coming back, and it's like, how can we decrease that number of burnouts or number of like teacher retention? Like, how can we decrease that? And that's when I came up with the whole Teachers Lounge initiatives, and we're growing. We're doing things, and next year it's gonna be even better because we're gonna get these events rolling.
Listen, I'm so excited for you because it's something that I look forward to. I can be negative Nancy for 13.12 seconds. It's not as often as I would love, but I understand the business aspect, and it is free, y'all. He don't be charging us nothing. The only thing he asks us to do is to tip the bartender.
Tip the bartender.
So that means the liquor free. Like, what is y'all doing? That's why when I come in, I'm going to put $10, $20. Every time I go to the bar, I'm going to put something in there because as if it's a night that I've been at a club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's not clubbish. It's clubbish for teachers, if that makes sense.
Yes,
like, we only going to go so far. We're going to dance. We're going to have drinks. We're going to eat good. We're going to laugh. And we're going to go to hell home.
That's it.
Everything about it is beautiful. The setups, the decorations, and to me, it just makes me more grateful because I feel like he invests his money and his time into this to celebrate other people. You know what I'm saying? And so for that, like, we don't celebrate you. The Lord gonna put something together for us to be like, okay, Mr. Teacher Lamb found this. We gonna do this for you. So I appreciate that. I have my handful. It's like 5 or 6 of us that comes. But I'm expecting more of us to come. Like, they saw the 80s, 90s party pictures.
It was lit.
Why you didn't tell? I shared it on Facebook.
Right.
Like, what more do you want me to do? I invited y'all to the last one. Y'all didn't say nothing, so now I'm sharing it. Like, I'm not going to keep begging y'all. I'm telling y'all it's a good growth. But people, you know, I'm from the South End, and I'm a professional Christian wife, mother, lady. So I got the hood. I'm a mixture of everything. I'm mixed. I got a lot of stuff in me. So people just don't know. They be like, now, I don't know, now that's Toya. Now what happens if it gonna be they don't be knowing. So I can show them better than I can tell them.
Exactly. And
so that right there, listen, when I say his events are immaculate, they're amazing. They are not there. I ain't gonna say professional, but professionals are there, if that makes sense. And we know how to act when we professionals. We might drink and laugh a little harder. You know what I'm saying? That's only because we got a little wine in it. It just goofies you you up a little bit more.
Yes.
But it's amazing. It's a safe space.
It is for teachers.
And I really don't feel like people realize the emotional and mental stress that teachers endure, Robert, on a daily. Let me put it out there. It's not always your cheering. We'll be clear.
Yeah.
You know, some of them a mess too. We ain't gonna, eliminate them. But not having to be a teacher for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not having to worry about the cares or the stresses of how a parent feel or a parent's opinion that could be negative. Because you know little Johnny and little Susie more than we do. And then you get to the schoolhouse and you act like little Johnny and little Susie and Angel. And you know what the hell they took you.
They don't do this at home.
Right.
Girl,
They never. Baby, this is
that.
not Jonas and Susie's first time displaying this behavior. They've been doing this, you know. But anyway, as teachers, I feel like we have so many roles. We are parents when we don't want to be, family members, counselors, nurses, confidants, siblings. We just have a lot of roles, and I feel like the Teachers Lounge has been an amazing safe space for us, especially for teachers that don't do much. My cousin, Sade. Teachers that don't do much, but when they have a little time to get out and have a little fun, like I just feel like it's amazing. So it's a beautiful thing, and I'm grateful to know and to be a part. Baby, I know the founder, but you can't tell me nothing. Listen, nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Anyway, so listen. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, I would just like to say I appreciate everyone who has come to the event so far, and I truly believe, like you said, like once we get the word out, I definitely feel like the people will come. But just remember, as an educator, that you are loved, you are cared for, no matter what it looks like. Like we appreciate you, and that's coming from two educators. We appreciate what you're doing, because I feel like in the generation we're in now, the times we're in now, we're not getting that at all. It's all like, you done did this, you done did that, you done did this. So it's like backlash almost. So like, why are you a teacher? But we're a teacher because we love kids and we love helping kids and doing what we do. But you are loved and appreciated. That part.
And like I said earlier, it's not the income, it's the outcome. And the outcome is what we see from the babies. So please know that. And believe that. And understand, it's a lot that comes along with being an educator. But again, I can't put emphasis on the appreciation we have for the Teachers Lounge, because I love it. I've kind of scaled back on my nightlife. I'm a little put up. I've been a wife almost 5 years, but the last couple years I'm just like, okay, I need to sit down somewhere. But my Teachers Lounge experiences are always the best. Although they're free, I know that's something that, as an educator personally, we wouldn't mind investing. Because that is amazing. So if you charge us at the door, whatever you start doing, we coming. Because we, like my people already know. My friend said last time, she was like, so you sure he don't charge? And I was like, if people to charge, you would have had to pay the door. Like, you asked me after the event because she had, that's how good of a time she had. And I have one that's Kojic, Church of God in Christ. You probably remember her. Baby, damn, you know one outside the church house. Baby, my friend sat down, ate her little cupcake, drank her little water, and said, yes. Baby, I don't know if she was happy for the Lord or just happy we were having time, but she had a time. So, Lisa, I'm excited. So, I love that for you, and I love that you're projecting that and emerging that into the atmosphere, because we need it. So, listen, I do have another question. I think this is my last question about the education part, then we're going to move to something else. But do you feel pressure to meet certain expectations as a Black male educator?
Absolutely.
Ooh, and I just knew you was gonna say no. No, I knew y'all had the pressure on them, because it ain't that many of them. Leave them alone.
It's not. And I'm even gonna go back to college. I remember I was the only Black male in my group that I graduated with.
Oh my goodness.
And it was, I think, like 12, 13 of us.
Oh my goodness.
And it was hard because there was some questions that were asked that I was just like, is it because I'm Black that you asking this?
Yeah, because ask your mama.
Right, that part. But also, I felt like I had to go the extra mile because I was Black and I was a male. And I feel like because I mean, we make up less than what 2%
Yep.
of the education
Yeah.
population.
Yeah.
I just feel like, okay, I need to do more, and that gets stressful and tiring after a while because it's like, why should I have to do more if we're all doing the same thing, you know? And it's even when I first got my first job teaching, like, I'm thankful for it, but it was hard. Like, I feel like every year I always had those kids that was like, you get him because you're a black man, you know how to discipline. Ma'am, I know how to, get them.
But that don't mean you gotta give me all
That's
of them.
what I'm saying. Like, every year it seemed like that. And I was just like, oh, you get burned out really quick like that. And it's hard being a black because I always say we are a unicorn in this education field.
Yeah, sure are.
But I'm just like, it's hard. It's definitely hard because there's these expectations that because you are a male, because you are black, that you need to deal with discipline. You need to deal with the kids that are acting a fool. You need to, be like the macho man when things go down. And it's like, can I just be human?
That part.
Can I just be a teacher?
That
you know. So it's been a hard ride, and I think what's more like just like dang, because there's not a lot of men that go into elementary education.
Period. Cause who finna be babies? I mean, who finna be teaching our kids?
Because I even remember like being in my program, we had to take like a PE class, teaching elementary PE. All of the men were like, oh, I'm going to middle school, I'm going to high school. Then here I am, I'm like, well, I want to do elementary. And they were like, no, I don't think you want to do elementary. And I'm like, no, I want to.
Right.
Because I feel like elementary is the foundation.
It is.
For their education career. You
it
know?
is.
So, I mean, it's tough. Because literally, like, my whole career, I've been teaching 6 years. As far as, like, classroom teacher, I've had, like, two other males that were classroom teachers. One of them was white, and then the other one was black. And I've been teaching 6 years. So I'm just like...
So just that 2%.
Yeah.
That's like literally an example.
Literally, yeah. Yeah.
I think because I'm with you, because there's not a high percentage of African American male educators, the ones that do choose education are held to a higher standard.
Yes.
Like you said, they're the ones that some admin, and I'm, to each his own, if the shoe fits, put it on. But some admin like, oh, he's black, he can deal with this problem, especially if it's a child that's been causing issues years before. They know where to put them. And that bothers me, but to me, I feel like it's a blessing because with that challenge, I feel like you all just take it, like out. You just take it. And then I also feel like it's imperative for young black boys to see black educated men that looks like them. You know what I'm saying? That representation, it matters. So thank you for your service. I remember I went to Booker T. Washington Elementary in the South End of Little Rock, Arkansas, from 1989 to 96. And my kindergarten teacher was black. First grade teacher was black. Second grade teacher was black. Third grade teacher was white. Fourth grade teacher was white. And then I didn't realize the difference in culture because I had been rooted and raised in so much richness and love and teachers that saw my potential. And then I get to third grade to this lady that's all of a sudden mean to me. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. Like, oh, it was bad. And I didn't realize it. I realized later from that experience. And then fourth grade to another white teacher. Miss Clark and Miss Calloway, I don't care. Y'all was mean as hell, and now I feel like it was racism. I feel like y'all was wearing some hoods or something in the background. But I'm saying that to say that was third and fourth grade. I got to fifth grade. Tommy Walker. My most favorite teacher in the world, and that was the teacher that literally solidified for me. Education is your calling. This is what you're gonna be doing, Miss Hunter. Hunter is my maiden name. So I still have contact with him to this day. Like his wife was my college algebra teacher in high school. Like how crazy is that? But anyway, it was a black male teacher that influenced and inspired a black girl. So I can imagine the inspiration that y'all have on the boys. Even if it's not for them to be a teacher, it's for them to know you can get a higher education
That
too.
part, that
Like you
part.
can be a professional too
Right,
when you
right.
become an adult. So thank you for your
Yes.
public service.
Public service.
Because what people don't know, baby, it's free.
It's
Because
free.
we still gotta pay for these ugly loans.
Ooh, don't even get
Some
started.
of our friends ugly tails got theirs to pay for.
Yeah.
I'm just trusting the Lord to do something with mine.
He gonna make it
Because
work.
baby, we public doing all this public service work.
Yes.
And gotta
But to piggyback off of that, like for me, it was the opposite. So like, I was in elementary, white teacher kindergarten, white teacher first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade hits. I get a black teacher. And when I say she instilled in me the most important things of life, like to this day, we still keep in contact. And she was like, Robert, I'm so glad you became a teacher. Because she taught me so much before I hit middle school. Like the impact, like you said, the impact that they make on us, you know? Representation matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters. It matters.
It does.
Ooh, that was good. I wish I could just keep on with this little podcast.
I know. It's so good. It's so
Okay,
good.
so I'm gonna ask a couple of personal questions.
Yeah.
One of them, what is it that you like to do for fun?
Oh, I love
And as a human and educator and gospel singer and all that, how do you create your zen moment?
So I love traveling. That's
me
my
too.
thing. Oh, I love it. Like anytime clock it.
Like
Anytime I can travel, I love traveling. Crazy thing is though, I hate flying. I hate it.
No,
But
now.
I do. I'm always like, woo. My friends be like, chill out.
Right. Like my husband always like, woo. I'm like,
Yeah.
you need to get your little lunch in your system
That boy-
before we get on this flight.
But I love traveling, so anytime I can just, and even if it's like within Arkansas, just to get away,
yes.
I love it. That's like my moment to just disconnect from the world, enjoy what I'm doing. I also love art museums.
So you've been to Northwest Arkansas?
I just went probably a month ago during spring break.
Okay.
I love it. Like everywhere I go, we try. Like me and my friends, we always try to go to an art museum because they know like that he gonna fall in love with it. I love art and just creativity and just traveling. I also love playing the piano. That's my other thing that I do. I love just meddling around in my apartment and everything, and just enjoying life. Enjoying life.
I love that for you. I love that for you. I'm an avid traveler. I love traveling.
Yes.
I try not to. Well, this last year, I'm gonna say I've been preserving time because I know my daughter's gonna be out of state soon, so I'm gonna hop a flight to see where she is. But I love traveling too.
Yes.
That's my zen moment, traveling and reality TV.
Oh.
Right? Baby, I can sit down and watch that part. Listen, Atlanta, all of them. Baby, I can sit me down and watch AT real quick and be like, oh, Lord, thank you. I ain't got that much foolishness.
Yes.
So those are my zen moments. Okay, last but certainly not least. And I'm a little sad, but I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of talk, just advertise it for a quick second. What do you have special coming up? He said, well, see, he had to do all that. But keep going.
So the Teachers Lounge is hitting Memphis, which I'm excited about. I got some friends there. I'm working with a guy who, his name is Jesse. Jesse Events promotes mostly all the nice, high quality events in Memphis. I reached out to him, was like, let's do a Teachers Lounge event. And he was like, got it. So June 12th at Pike and West from 6 to 10 p.m. in Memphis, Tennessee, the Teachers Lounge will be popping. We got a good DJ, a good bartender. We're going to have music, good food, all the above. And then we are also, so I've decided to do a vendor at the Argenta is doing like a vendor fest.
Yes.
So I will be out there with the Teachers Lounge. We're going to have like a email where you can sign up to join our email list to know about events, to hear about what we stand for, what we're doing, where we see ourselves in the future. So come out. We're going to have teacher t-shirts, lanyards, gift prizes, and all that. And then gearing up for next year. Gearing up for next year because we're gonna do some good events for next year.
And I'm excited because the
Yes.
event's now good, and I'm coming to the Teachers Lounge stuff, and we're gonna
Yes.
do a Teachers
Back to
Lounge
school.
back to school
We
something
doing
for the
it.
Little Rock School District teachers.
Yes, and y'all better come out too.
It
Y'all
better,
come
let
out.
me tell you. Yeah, my people know they better come. It's gonna be a problem.
Yes.
So
yes.
listen, thank you so much.
Oh,
This
thank
was
you
an
for
amazing
having me.
episode. Our time is up. We're gonna do a part 2. So
We
I'm
are.
excited
Yes,
about
I'm
that.
ready. Let me know.
Yes,
Let me know.
I got you. But until then, this is our skill encouragement time rather.
Yes.
Matthew 5:16 tells us to let our light so shine before men so that may see your good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven.
Yes.
Spillers, our light comes from God and
Mhm.
God alone. Man did not give it to us, and guess what? Man can't take it away.
That part.
So instead of us dimming our lights, doing things that will not glorify God or build our character, tap into your gifts, master them, share them, and shine before men. Remember, your gift may not be the same or similar to others. In fact, it may be totally different. And that is absolutely okay because that's your opportunity to shine
That
even
part.
brighter.
Yes.
Shine, Spiller, shine. I love y'all. Clock it. And until next time, Spillers, this is your girl, Mrs. Wilson, and
Mr. Jones. Robert
period.
Jones.
And we are signing